Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Right now, I would share my. Okay. Okay. I can't hear your voice clearly. It's lagging. Is it so? Hello, hello. What about right now? Is it better? Irfan is sharing the device with Harith. Okay. Share a tab. What about now? Okay. So I'll clip my microphone over here then. Okay. I hope I sound better. All right. So good morning to everyone. I hope that everybody's here already. There's supposed to be 21 excluding me, but I only have like 19. So that means there are 18 students altogether. I hope that the group leaders from both classes can actually remind your classmates to join the session right now. Okay, without further ado, today we had our reading task activity. I've asked you to read the passage, yeah? Okay, so I would like to choose, okay, can I have a few of you to volunteer to read me the paragraph then? How many paragraphs do we have? Okay, let me count first. 1, 2, 3. This one we consider this as 4, 4, 5 until this part, 6 and 7. Okay, so I need 7 students to read me the text. Okay. I have the name list over here, don't worry. Okay, so my favorite choice would always be those who are from group 1, yeah? So let me have representative from group 1, K2T11 first. Can I have Nur Shuhada Nabila to read me the first paragraph? Shuhada, are you there? If yes, please say hello to me.
Hello, sir.
Okay, can you please read me the first paragraph?
Okay, sir.
Okay, you may start now.
After a bumpy 225-kilometer drive from a merged airstrip in Tindouf, southwestern Algeria, a sprawling single-story town begins to emerge from the desert dust. As the sun climbs in the cloudless sky, visitors are rewarded with their first glimpse of Dakhla refugee camp. It isn't the most obvious setting for a film festival, but for 7 years, just before the glitz and glamour of Cannes, the Sahrawi people of Dakhla have host actors and filmmakers from around the world for this 6-day event. This year, for the first time, direct flights were laid on from London, giving the opportunity for overseas visitors to play a part in this extraordinary occasion.
Occasion.
But despite occasion, but despite But despite the energy and excitement, the background to the film festival is a serious one, as the Sahrawi people have been living for 30 years in this isolated desert outpost, having been forced to flee their native Western Sahara.
Okay, Shahada Nabila, before you turn off your microphone, can I test your understanding about a few words, a few vocabularies? Shahada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand the meaning of the word refugee?
Maybe pelarian.
Yes, that's right. Pelarian, if it's in NBM, yeah. And then what about sorry, what about extraordinary? Do you understand the meaning of the word extraordinary?
It's like lebih what we call it. I
Mm-hmm.
know, but
Okay. Extraordinary means special, you know,
special. I
special,
know.
something, extravaganza than the ordinary one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you know what's the meaning of the word desert?
Gurun.
Yes, that's right. Okay, this is how we pronounce the word. It's not desert, it's desert. Okay, dessert is the one that you eat after you have your lunch or dinner. Okay, such as ice cream, such as cakes or something. Okay, Syuhada Nabila, thank you so much. So for those who don't really understand the first paragraph, it's about a person who drives for about 225 kilometers from that person went to southwestern Algeria. Okay, it's a desert place, all right, and they went there for what? They went there to attend the film festival. Am I right? How many of you who agree with me that they went there to attend the film festival? Okay. Now, can we have Liliana Ayuni to read me the second paragraph? Liliana, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you please read me the second paragraph, please?
Okay. Uh, Western Sahara, Africa's last colony, was taken over by Morocco when the Spanish withdrew in 1979, despite a ruling from the International Court of Justice. This was followed by a brutal 60-year war, during which time tens of thousands of Sahrawis fled across the Algerian border to refugee camps. In 1991, ceasefire agreement was drawn up, in which a referendum on self-determination was promised to decide the date of the country and its people. However, almost 20 years later, the gears of diplomacy have turned slowly and nothing has happened. Meanwhile, the refugee has been left stranded in 5 refugee camps dotted around the west inhospitable desert.
Okay, it's refugees. Repeat me. Refugees. Lily, can you
Yes,
please
sir.
repeat the word? It's refugees.
It's refugee.
Okay, this word, the pronunciation of this word is refugees, not refuge.
Okay, sir.
Okay, repeat, refugee.
Refugee.
All right. But before you stop, let me test your understanding about a few words over here, yeah? Do you understand the meaning of the word withdrew? It's from the word withdraw. This is the past tense from the word withdraw. Do you understand this word, Lily?
It's like menarik diri.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Do you know the Islamic name for the country of Morocco?
No, sir.
Okay. Morocco is similar to Maghribi. Okay. Have you ever heard the name of this country, Maghribi? Lily?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just if in case you don't know, Maghribi and Morocco are actually the same country. Okay. It's like Egypt and Mesir. Egypt is the English name for Mesir. Okay. Good. So we know that Sahara Desert, okay, Gurun Sahara, Africa's last colony was taken over by Morocco. Okay, dijajah oleh Kerajaan Maghribi, Morocco, when the Spanish withdrew in 1976. That's quite recent. 1976 is like 40 years ago, not like 400 years ago. Okay, despite a ruling from the International Court of Justice. Okay, so because Morocco had actually colonized the Sahara Desert, so they had to undergo a brutal 16-year war, during which time tens of thousands ni bermaksud, this means berpuluh ribu, tens of thousands. Okay, if they spelled something like hundreds of thousands, so itu beratusan ribu. If it's tens of thousands, that means puluhan ribu. Okay, all right. Sahrawis fled across the Algerian border, Sahrawis is people who live in Sahara. Okay. Flat across means melarikan diri to the Algerian border to refugee camps. Di camp pelarian di sempadan Algeria. So we know that Gurun Sahara ni, okay, Sahara Desert is actually located not far away from the Algerian border, okay, which place the refugee camps. So in 1991, a ceasefire, Lily, I forgot to ask you this, the meaning of this word. Do you understand the meaning of the word ceasefire?
Gencatan senjata.
That's right. That's right. Ceasefire means both parties, both sides agree to stop the war, at least for a while. Okay, ceasefire means gencatan senjata. They stop attacking each other. So they have this kind of agreement, perjanjian gencatan senjata was drawn up, okay, in 1991, which a referendum on self-determination was promised to decide the fate of the country and its people. So only after 16 years, only after 16 years of war, they decided to stop the the war. So, however, almost 20 years later, the gears of diplomacy have turned slowly down and nothing has happened. So this means, even though the ceasefire had been set up, the agreement has been signed by both parties, but still the war kept on happening. And meanwhile, the refugees have been left stranded in 5 refugee camps dotted around the vast, inhospitable desert. Inhospitable means, hospitality means kebajikan. Inhospitable means there, no such thing as cure, curing the injuries, no medication, no proper medication was placed at those refugees camps. Okay, thank you so much, Lily. Can we have the third person? Can we have No Shazwani Safi to read me the um, to read me the third paragraph, please? Shazwani Safi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you please read me the third paragraph?
Mm.
Come on, start now.
Dakhla home to nearly 30,000 of these
Refugees.
refugees is the most remote of these camps, being located 175 kilometers from the nearest city. Unlike its namesake, the beautiful coastal city in Western Sahara, this Dakhla has no paved roads and it's entirely dependent on outside supplies for food and water. Temperatures regularly top 120 degrees. There is minimal vegetation and there are frequent sandstorms. Vegetation and there are frequent sandstorms. Locally, it is known as the Devil's Garden. Despite these obvious setbacks, the town is clean and well organized, with white sandy streets. Houses and tents are grouped in neat family compounds. There are hospitals funded by aid agencies and a good standard of education. For the duration of the festival, an articulated lorry is parked in the central compound and a multiplex side screen is mounted on its side. Around it are stores and tents housing workshops and exhibitions.
Thank you so much, Shazwani Safi. Before that, may I ask you, do you understand the meaning of no paved roads? But do you understand the meaning of paved roads?
No, sir.
Paved roads means jalan yang diturap. So that means there is no proper road, proper road being set at the place. And then, do you understand the meaning of vegetation?
No.
Vegetation has the same meaning as the word plantation. Do you understand the meaning of the word plantation?
Tanaman.
Yes, that's right. Do you understand what's the meaning of the word setbacks? SETBACKS, setbacks over here.
No.
Setbacks means uh, um, kekurangan. Kekurangan in the other word for kekurangan in English is weaknesses. So kekurangan means setbacks, yeah. And then, okay, so during the festival, the duration of festival, we know that the articulated lorry. So there are a few lorries is parked in the central compound, and a multiplex size screen is mounted on its side. Okay, because you know, in between that, around the lorries, they set up the stalls and tents, housing workshops and exhibition. So this means even though Dakhla is actually being located 175 kilometers away from the nearest city, and it places around 30,000 of refugees, but it is actually well organized. We know that even though there is actually a minimal vegetation being cropped over there, but the town is clean and it's well organized, and with white sandy streets, because you know that in the desert, okay, desert is gurun, okay, oh, oh my goodness, sorry. So gurun is something we know that the place is very sandy, okay, and it's quite hot with 120 degrees, okay. I think they calculate the degrees according to the Fahrenheit calculation. Okay, so I hope that everybody has understood the meaning from the first three paragraphs. Okay, let's have someone to read me the fourth paragraph. Can we have Alia Sofia Nazira? Alia, how are you doing?
I am fine, sir.
Okay, can you please read me this two paragraphs, because I combined this to be the fourth paragraph.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you may start now. These two.
The aim of the festival is to raise international awareness on the plight of the refugees. However, it also offers a rare chance for the refugees to go to the movies and experience some educational opportunities. It is hoped that it might foster a new generation of Sahrawi filmmakers, especially as this year. The festival also celebrated the opening of a permanent film, radio, and television school in a neighboring camp. The program of films for this year included over 40 films from around the world. Films range from international blockbusters to various works on and by the Sahrawi people. The themes mostly center on experience of struggle and hope, but there were lighter moments, such as an animated film for the children and flash of racial Oasis naked bottom during the ancient Egyptian epic Agora, which proved to be a highlight for many older boys. However, the runaway favorite was a victim. A documentary about Ibrahim Lebed, a 19-year-old Sahrawi who lost his leg to a landmine last year.
Thank you so much, Alia Sophia. You did very well. Okay, guys, I want to ask you, how many of you who thinks that watching movies is actually helping you to become a much more intelligent person? Please press your raise hand button. Okay, my question once again, how many of you who thinks that watching movies has helped you to improve the intellectuality of yourselves? none of you thinks that way. Okay, if none, let me ask. Okay, let me ask a boy. How many boys in this two? How many boys in these two classes? Okay, can we have Harith Daniel bin Muhammad Zahazwi? Harith Daniel, you there?
He went to the toilet, sir.
Okay, let me ask you then, Irfan. How are you, Irfan?
Okay. I'm fine, sir.
Okay, so do you love watching movies?
Yes.
What type of movies that you love to watch?
Anime movie.
Anime. Why do you think that
Yeah.
anime is, what makes that anime movie is, becomes your favorite?
Because I'm like watching the like adventure movie like playing sword like that.
Okay. So do you think that by watching those anime movies, it has helped you to, it has educated you to become someone better?
Uh, oh,
Okay, let me rephrase my question. Okay, what
yeah.
are some good lessons that you have picked up from watching the movies, from watching the anime movies? What are some good good lessons that you have picked up from watching those animes movie?
For me, the lesson that I get is what I want to what- uh, I don't know how to say it.
Just put in simple words,
Uh,
don't worry.
uh, More to emotional apa ya? Ash. I don't know how to say it, sir. Sorry,
So
sir.
has it touched your emotions when you watch those movies?
Yeah, a few movie
Mm-hmm.
touch emotion and some teach us about when tikam belakang macam tu.
Okay,
Like that.
backstabbing, right?
Backstabbing,
Okay,
right?
so the moral.
How the character
Mhm.
to come back from the backstabbing
Okay, how to?
person.
All right, I got it. Okay, so those are among good lessons, or moral values that you can pick up from watching the movies. I totally agree, or I strongly believe that good movies can actually inspire people who watch it to become a better person. How many of you who agrees with my statement? Please press your raise hand button. Yes. Okay. If you watch good movies and that movie really inspires you to become a better person, so we consider that as a good lesson as well. Education does not really solely come from the classroom only. We can learn a lot about education, about life lessons from watching the movies as well. Okay, so people in the refugee camps, even though they are in the refugee camps, they have limited sources of technologies, but still they manage to set up this permanent film radio and television school in a neighboring camp. So from this statement, we understand that people, Sahrawi people who live in Sahara Desert, they really understand the importance of movie making, the importance of arts. Arts actually help the people to be more sensitive with what's happening around them. Okay, so same goes to our country. I am a little bit upset when when observing the quality of our movies, but not just movies but also TV dramas, because it's not really thought provoking, it's not really educating the audiences, the movie watchers to think, to to be inspired with their crafts, with their presentation, with their performances. So if you happen to, you know, to get into the School of Radio, TV, Film, and something which is related to that, I really hope that you can actually contribute back to the society with some good pieces of arts or movies. Okay, I think we are running out of time, so we will continue discussing this. We will continue discussing this text tomorrow. We have class, right, from 8 to 10. So don't worry, the classes would be very light and easy because next week you are going to sit for your reading task PB. I think by Tuesday we're gonna set the time. We're gonna ask all students, you know, from all classes, to be prepared on Tuesday evening around 4 to 6 p.m. We have, you know, during 4 to 6 p.m. you guys are going to sit for your reading task PB. Okay. All right. So till then, I thank you so much for joining me. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. You may leave the room now. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.